Does he know he's streaming? Fuck yeah, he knows he's streaming. Set this up for the last 26 million hours. Of course I know I'm streaming. Get your sets out in the chat, boys. Oh, Reba. So we're going to be opening 7-5 suited because we're on a table of bitches. Yes, yes, we've got him, boys. We've got him now. Damn, he's played back against our 7-5 suited. Guys, shh, type shh in the chat. No Jack 10 yet. Do you want to watch some of my my Boomplayer hands, guys? Yeah, I'll put this up. Okay. Bear with me. So, this is 500 now. We've already got up to a 5k stack. This is an aggressive player, an aggressive regular. And, so, when you're this deep, you can get away with 3-betting fucking ludicrously wide. Ludicrously wide. So, we're going to be 3-betting this. Kind of standard. He 4-bets. The dream. The absolute dream. Cool. Fucking finally, we've done this 7 times. We've finally got a set. Finally running good. Alright. So we're pretty damn deep. This feels pretty damn good, right? This is back in the days, by the way, when I was playing 500 Zoom and everyone's like, Zoom's too hard to beat. You can't beat Zoom these days. $150, guys. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Call or raise? And if we raise, how much to? Or fold? Don't fold. Please don't fold. Call, 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 call. Raise all in. Raise 450. Big raise. Fold. Call, call. By the way, this is unfair. I'm only telling you this now. But we have the most insane image you could possibly... You have my image. You know, we're not just like a random player. So, obviously, we're raising. Somebody said to about 450. Who was that? He calls. So, what are we putting him on now? It's pretty obvious, but what might we be putting him on? Overpair seems to be the one, yeah. King's races, yeah. Seems to be legit, yeah. Probably King's races. So, what are we going to do, boys? What are we going to do? We've got a ludicrously aggro image. What size are we going to bet? Big! Got to rep a bluff, boys. We've got to represent that we're just going mental with Queen Jack of clubs. We've really got to represent that we're going mental with just like 10-9 suited. Something like that. We've got to go big. What are we going to do on the river, boys? By the way, there's 600 big blinds in the pot. 600 big blinds. Everyone jams. I didn't jam. Haha, suckers. I felt like at the time that he would level himself more into calling. So at the time, it really felt like he was just going to cool, fold the river. So I thought he might level himself into calling if I did something a bit more obscure more often. So I went for that. He goes to the old cool. Boom. He had... Kings. King of clubs, king of diamonds. You can't see it there. Kings. Nice. Kings. Maybe we left $500 on the table. Perhaps we could have got the extra. But who knows? That's what I felt. And the cool thing about poker is that nobody knows. We got some pretty big stacks in our Zoom days. We got up to 10k a couple of times. Boom, 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 boom. Check. All in. Oh, cool. Ace high. Good. Nice hand. Cool. Let's go for the next one. All right, guys. You're here with me. You're on this journey with me. I think I remember what it is already. All right. We've got ace, queen off. I believe it checks to us. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, boys? Half pot, 12.75. Bear in mind, guys, there's literally no right answer. There's no wrong answer. This is the kind of spot where checking's fine, betting big's fine, betting small's fine. It really is completely unsolved. Apparently, I went for about half. Don't know why. I imagine that I was trying to make this guy fold pocket 8s and pocket 9s and pocket 7s and pocket 6s, those kind of hands. Because if I bet a third, then he might call, he might float some like ace jack of hearts. So I went a size that he's going to be folding more of his range. So if this guy calls, we can probably just barrel him off anything. So that was probably why I went that size. But who's saying what's right and what's wrong? We check. What we doing? Check, check, 3/4 pot. Raise. Bombing, 3,100, 3K, 3/4, 2/3, half pot, 3K, check, bet, 2,400, who knows? I've gone half pot-ish, just like, probably like 53% or something like that. No, fuck everything. Hands over, boys, what we doing? Folding? Fold, fold. Folding it, we're all folding. I mean, it's obvious that we're not folding, hopefully, to the more eloquently minded people. 3 of clubs on the river. What are we doing, boys? Well, it wouldn't be a hand if we were not calling the river. Got him. Got him! So I think the thought process was that all of his value hands would just call. I think if I remember correctly, I had a really aggressive table image, and he had a really loose table image as well. And I felt like if he had 10-9, or if he had something like a set, then he would just call and let me barrel off. And he just like snapped it everything. So I was like, it feels like he's got fuck all. Actually, you know, I probably at the time thought he had 5-6 or something, but Queen 5 would do it. Alright, next. Alright, so we're going along. Sometimes I'm going to be raising here. Against worse players, I'll be raising more often. It's actually a pretty good hand to limp in general. I'm not a big fan of balanced limping ranges and shit like that, but it plays pretty well as a limp call. So depending on the stats of the player, if he's a more aggro player, I might decide to limp. Because getting 3-bet's fine, but it's just not optimal. So limp's fine. He checks. Ace-6-3 flush draw. What are we doing, boys? 100%. Yeah, you want to be betting this in general. You want to be getting value from king highs. You want to be getting value from 3x, from straight draws. And you want to also just be folding out all of his like jack 10s, his 8-9s, stuff like that. So checking here would actually probably be somewhat of a big mistake. We'll go for the old minimum bet. Equals. Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck. All right, we min bet the turn, but what would you do? There were also dynamics going on. You bet 320. There was a lot of dynamics going on at this point, so it's hard to get you in the mindset of what was happening. I wish I could have streamed back then. It would have been so good to have people along with me on these big scores. All right, so I guess everyone else decided to min bet. The opponent is like an aggro recreational player. He's not done anything too crazy, but he's been pretty damn aggro. It's weird how much I remember about this. All right, what are we doing on this river, boys? It's not shaped up to be exactly the run out that we wanted. Check. Yeah, the 6 is good enough. Like, I min bet on the turn, probably to just get calls from his 3x and maybe his 4-5s. So yeah, and maybe some other hands as well. So then he's all like, I'm all in. 7 times the pot, sir. So obviously this is a highlight hand. So if you haven't worked out that I called, you know, you're not thinking straight. What do you think he turns up with? Turns up with 4 deuce off. I'd say if he has all his 4 deuce off combos, we're doing all right. And if he has all his 7-5 off combos, all of his 4-5 off combos, we're doing fine. We're doing all right. It's so weird looking back at some of these hands. They're actually kind of normal. But back then, they're so much less normal. Like, that the way that poker has evolved is to get a lot more GTO. And some of the stuff that I was doing back then, I get like people now actually be like, oh, you know that thing you used to do? PO does it. Ah! So, yeah. Let's do a couple more. This is kind of fun. Oh, we're playing a 10k. Good choice. Good choice. We're playing it from the cutoff. There's probably a nit in the big blind if I had to guess. Actually, to be fair, back then this is probably standard open for me. Alright, we've opened. What we're doing on the flop, boys? Betting and checking, both very standard here. If you're going to bet, you want to bet small. Check. Love it. Check. Cool. Done. Oh, I should have asked you what to do. Alright, what we're doing on the river, boys? 3k. Boom. Boom! By check calling there, we look like ace deuce so much, and we turn up with no bluffs in our range. Little trick ski can keep up your sleeve against thinking players. Don't do it at the micro stakes, boys, by the way. But a nice little trick ski can keep up your sleeves there. Represent the ace deuce. Boom, boom, boom. Ba-dum, bum, bum. We've check called. And we've potted it. Love it. Creativity, boys. Show some PLO hands. Done. Done. You got it? 2k. PLO. Back in 2016, I had no idea how to play PLO, but I loved it. Open. 3x. Probably should be potting that. Should probably be betting. I've checked. I don't know if I should be betting or checking that one. Seems close. Min raise. Cool. Check. Bet. Pot. Fold. Yeah. The marathon again. Why is everyone... Did somebody, like, post all of these hands? Called a 3-bet. Oh, I remember this one. This was... This is a tilting hand. I got such a good read on this person that his timing tells. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And he's like, I was bluffing. With my ace-9 high. I remember I was next to Ben when this happened, and I was like, I'm calling. I'm so sure he's bluffing. And then he showed up on the river. I was like, I'm happy, but I'm sad. I don't know how to feel about it. $109. Done. Semi-deep. Love it. Cool. Check. Cool. Lead. Cool. Check. Bet. Cool. Sometimes, boys, you just got to get the reads. You'd be surprised how often this stuff works in comparison to how often it doesn't work. I don't have too many times where it's happened where that stuff doesn't work. 'Cause I don't do it that much. Playing heads up. Don't know why. Cool. Oh, bet small on the river. BSTI, boys. We've BSTI'd him. We've 3-bet after BSTIing. And he's mucked. What did he have? 4-3. We BSTI'd and clicked it back. Playing ace-5 off. I don't know. I don't know why we're playing ace-5 off. Okay. Inerpsy was the craziest player. Craziest. This can't have been good against Inerpsy. Maybe he just had a ludicrous open and fold to 3-bet. I don't know why I did this. What is happening? We got him, boys. I don't know. I don't know. 5-3 off. Feels like we're going to be repping a deuce or hitting a 4, but I feel like we rep a deuce. Yeah. Yeah, rep that old deuce. Tank folded as well. Remember that. Rep 4-5 as well. Or a deuce that's just check back 10. I assume 2014 Charlie was doing a lot of drugs. That is a fairer and accurate assumption. But guys, I would not recommend doing drugs anymore. I'm completely sober. And if I were doing a poker career again, I would do it completely sober. With meditation and healthy eating. Playing some 10-20. Nice. Opening pretty loose under the gun. I remember this one. We've bet pot. We've jammed. Hey, folded. I actually really like that hand. Like, as a theoretical strategic thing. Alright, I'm done. Done. That was fun. Thanks for coming along. I'd like to say, a very high energy and fun stream, and you guys have helped me out with some fun jokes, some deep topics, and some nice rants. Peace, guys.